Good afternoon, guys, those who are in United States. Good evening, guys, those who are in India, those who are in all over the world. Welcome. This is the session. It is Hangout for your family residency applicants, those who are IMGs, and those who are seeking helps. Okay, so this session will be in the English. You keep your computer mute, those who are involved in the call, and this is the effort to make you confident, to make your things clear during the whole this season of the interview and the whole season of this matching from September 15 coming soon to the to the March 2015. So with the good luck to you, we will start about few of the session. Our session will start in one by one. Number one is about regarding application, how to apply, what to write, and how to introduce yourself in the paper. Second, regarding the personal statement, how to write it, what to write it, and what should you say in it. Third one will be the programs, and that will be continue throughout. How to select those, okay? And the fourth one will be the whole interview season, how to execute this interview season, and how to manage the timing, how to manage the traveling, and how to manage the stuff. Fifth session will be the interviewing skills and how to prepare on the interview day. And sixth will be post-interview follow-ups. Seven will be how to approach on the day of the match and pre-match expectations. And eighth, what if you are not matched? Okay, so let's start the first one regarding the application. So application consists of general information as the first of your column. So first of your is like be very legible, be very clear regarding your personal details, like the name. Everything should be grammatically clear. Make sure you double check, even triple check at the last moment regarding your name, so that you may not have any problems regarding your identification. Also, make sure your AMCID and all these details, those who are sometimes technical errors that can make you in trouble, that will not be happen there. Your birth date should be clear and your birthplace. Your visa status, that should be very clear. Some people have questions, maybe like they are applying of green card and they don't have green card and they are waiting. Then you have to apply as a visa seeker. Those who are having visa, you can continue at the current visa status, and they can ask. They can also say what are the expected visa they want, and 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 they can start with that. Can you please mute? Okay, so this is there is echoing between those who are in. Can you please mute your audios? Then expected visa, you can tell them for the expected visa will be H1B or J1. Now, next information will be your self-identification. It's always justifiable that if you don't want to identify your race, then you are free. This is United States. So whether you are Asian, you are American, you are Asian, Indian, whatever, or you are African, whatever you are, if you don't want to, you are good. Okay. There are two addresses. One is present mailing address and one is permanent mailing address. It is advisable that you can continue with both of the mailing addresses. That includes the permanent mailing address should be United States. Since you are applying in the United States, even if you do address of those who are of your home country, that will not helpful to you. So make sure you make a permanent address will be of United States. Second, your present mailing address. So make sure this present mailing address is not that you are you have to be it like a permanent for your 6 months of stay. Say for example, in the September when you're starting, you are living in New York, but maybe you are moving to the Baltimore. Yeah, you can change. Maybe you are going to Connecticut. You can change it. And also, there is one more trick you can use as well. Sometimes, like some people, say for example, you are moving to Baltimore, and or else like you can just like change your address anytime. On October, if you are changing your address to Baltimore, and you can email to the programs that I'm here in the Baltimore and I'm interested in the program. So, and you can send the email to the people, like to the coordinator, and that coordinator can consider that. And if they like you, then meanwhile, they will select you as well for the interview. That's a trick. God knows it may help you or not, but you can try it. It will be helpful in the places where people are not going or where people are not staying much. For example, you are living somewhere like in the secular area of Syracuse or somewhere. Those, excuse me, there is music in between. Let me hold on. Those who are in the call, can you please mute your phone, please? Okay. So address part. So make sure your permanent address has to be in United States, and your present mailing address you can change accordingly where you are focusing your application. After 15 days you can change as well, but make sure your address has to be legible of some of the person you know. Okay, now our next part in that is like, do you have any military services, any service obligations or anything? I guess everybody will say no in that. In that like some specific cases you can seek help from the some other part, but it is just like you have to fill in the blanks. It is better if you have ACLS course and you are certified that you can say yes. Whatever in the medical sciences you say yes. In addition, it is like beneficial, but not that significant change. But it may give you some impact in the interviewers, those who are reading your application. Also, those who are pediatric applicants, they can see the PALS, that is the Pediatric Advanced Life Support. You can use that as well. Board certification. I guess in board certification there are some questions that those who are certified from the uh, like Indian Medical Association. Some are certified in their home country board. Some are medical like associated with some of the sectorate other boards. I guess you can say no. That is also good. And if you say yes, then you have to specify which board it is. But this board, as per their knowledge, as per the interviewer's mind, would be of any board certification in the United States. So that is what they wanted. If you add the other board certification, it will not make a significant difference. Do you have any malpractice suit? I guess no, nobody will have it. State medical licenses, you will not have it. Medical education, that should be legible. In medical education, most important part you have is the degree. Degree, you have to select what it is, and date attended. Date attended should be the starting date of your first year and to the end of your internship, to the end of your final year, those who are not having internships. But date of the degree can be the date when you get your degree, like the date of your degree convocation. That could be the one. Okay. In some of the examples, some people write the date of the degree is the same as like date of your end of internship or end of your final day of your medical school. It is also fine, but date of the degree will be like date of your degree convocation would be the appreciable. Important part is the more fresh graduates you are, the more likely they will choose you as an applicant. And the date of your degree will be the more like it's the latest one. So it is like giving you the point that you are more fresh graduates. So this is one of the pleasantries. Medical school honors and awards. Yes. So I guess I don't like, it is an humble advice that don't make this feel like completely blank. Because in those 6 years of your medical schools, if you haven't done anything or you don't have any honor, then it will be like they will consider you less. So I guess at least write down something. Even any extra co-curricular activities will be good as well. So for example, any soccer player, any dance championship, or including even like if you have contributed any projects, the small part even. But make sure you are comfortable with it and make sure it is like proven. Don't making up things. Truthfulness in the whole application is the most important part, but you have to be legible and you have to present it really well, nicely. Membership in honorary professional societies. Yes, so that's the new session. Now membership could be anything regarding, like in American Medical Association, if you become a member and if you can write it, that will be good as well. For your information, American Medical Association provides you JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association. That is one of the high index journal. When you can read it, it will give you free if you are enrolled. It will take like $50-$60. Those who are not enrolled, they can enroll and they can put it in your name. That will be good as well. You can be a part of any group of the doctors and you can put it in there. It is optional. You are not like compulsion to do that. If you don't do that, you are good as well, because since you are finishing your medical school and you are applying for residency. But if you have something, that's nice. Education part, even if you can add something else like your some other activities. Say for example, somebody has some courses and some certification regarding fine arts, some bachelor degrees in other fields, in accountancy, in arts, in any part. So you can put it in. Some are interested in the management and they have done some management part. They can put it in. Less likely in the part, less likely people can put it in there, but still you can do that. Now experiences. Experiences could be like in the three aspects. It could be like either a work, either a research, or either a volunteer work. Now, if it's a work experience, it must be paid. So wherever you get paid, don't consider as a, like your volunteership. But in case of research, sometimes they offer you some payment. Then that's a different part. Then you can consider as a research. And everything else will be the work. And those who are like doing some electives, electives could be considered as a work/volunteer experience, but work could be the good one because it's your work that you did effort and you are here and then you did some electives. Now, whether like what to write, what to describe in the work, you describe as like what are the responsibilities you took, what is the institution is, like you have to know what is, they are not aware what is that and where are you. So you tell one line for the institution and you have to tell then if it is like accredited to NABH, accredited to JNCA, which is the Joint Commission of like hospitals, then it will be like appropriate for them so that they can know that in at which level you are working, whether it's like international hospital or normal, whatever. How long did you work? Be very specific and make sure when you describe that, it is advisable that if you have some paper or some like a certificate from the institution or the place where you have worked, at least a minute amount. So if anybody will ask you or question you during interview, you may have that answer with the paper. Also mention the name of the doctor, because yes. Stop this. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So again, institution, yeah, and for how long you work. The most important part is the name of the doctor, because you may have got your uh, letter of recommendation from those people. So those letter of recommendation will helpful to you as well. And the name of the doctor and the name of the duty, what you performed, like say for example you did some patient care, you did some emergency management, or you did some data analysis or some statistics even for the person, or you have managed to introduce some new outpatient care, you have did some projects like regarding public awareness, you can mention those, and people like that. Even program director can like that part if they are like some human approach. But make sure it should be legible, it should be like clear cut, and it should be grammatically really correct. In this whole description, you have to be make sure that this whole part should be not overwritten or should be not like more of marketing thing. It should be clear cut. It should not be like some overemphasizing words. Okay, so make it clear, make it good, and make it good narration. Sometimes you have done work and you will not narrate, you will not write, then people will not understand you. So this is the work. Work will conclude of like as a part of any doctor you have worked, as a part of any like by your visiting foreign medical student you have worked, as a part of like visiting foreign medical graduates, as a part of physician assistant, and like anything which can be like paid, which can strengthen your application, you can describe that. Research. Yes. So research, many persons are like seeking for the research, and they get the research here in United States. Some are keep like trying in their home country. Even home country research can work, but if you have publication, that will be good. So in research part, what are strengths they want? Like you can describe regarding the data analysis you did, or any stats or statistics you have worked for. What is the project? What are the goals? And by what are the like did if you have did any paper presentation, if you have done any publication which is peer reviewed, or any PubMed cited journals, that will be good as well. In the research, they want indirectly to see in which department you are inclined to. Say, for example, you have worked in psychiatry and then now you are applying for internal medicine. They'll think about that why he applied in psychiatry, or why he applied in internal medicine and he did research in psychiatry. Sometimes you have to justify yourself, but be confident. And sometimes, like if you try, you can justify yourself as well. Volunteer work. Volunteer work can be anything. Like it can be your uh, some like say for example some leadership. Like say for example you were be a general secretary and you did some volunteer work as a part of like blood donation camps and anything. Say for example you are part of a Rotary Club and you are the member and you are working as a like in public relations and helping people, say for example free food supplies and some public awareness campaign, some free medical checkup camps, you can mention those. But it should be like with the proper documentation, you have some evidences for that, you have some paperwork, then only you can do that. And this is only when you can get it what you did it. So if you haven't done, don't make sure that you don't write it. Publications, that is the next part. The publication is like also the uh, less likely people will have it at this age. Those who are having, they are good. And make sure if it's seated in the PubMed, they want PubMed ID. So you can write down PubMed ID in a very legible manner. What is the name? What is the article? It should be like very clear cut and nicely written, because sometimes they open the link and they looking for the name of the article. If your article name and the title, if it's like not clearly written, then they will consider that you may have written like wrongly and you may not have that sometimes. And also most importantly, if you have any publication, you can just carry the document like the printed version of your publication and you can show them. If like you can just carry that, because meanwhile during the interview session you may need that, and it will be helpful as well. Language fluency: English, your home country language, and Spanish, especially if you are applying for the places where, like, say for example, you are applying in the south states like Texas, Florida. They are more like inclined to the Spanish. So you should be good in Spanish. If you are not, okay, they will consider it, but it may be like one plus if you have Spanish. And most of the hospital, like everywhere wherever you go in the United States, you have to deal with the Spanish patients. So if you learn Spanish, that will be good for you. Hobbies and interest. Please don't make this whole field will be like blank. Hobbies and interest. At least you have some hobbies, and they want some interesting personalities. They don't want those who are having like only reading stuff. So make sure you write down something what you are interested to. That could be anything regarding sports, regarding any co-curricular activities, and other awards and accomplishment as per your convenience. And this whole application should be very clearly written, should be in 3 to 4 times minimally proofread by you. And also you can make sure that some English people, those who are like having good English grammatical knowledge, they can help you out to figure it out. Is do you have any problems like in the uh, English of the English on any flow, and if you want to change the type of the sentences, and then that can help you out to have like better application. So since we are talking about the English and since we are talking about the flow, the most important part for is now we are moving from the applications. If you have any questions, you can comment and you can let me know, and you can comment like below in the whole session. I'll try to answer you guys meanwhile. And next is personal statement. So personal statement is like what you are, what you want, and it should be in your words. Most important. Don't copy paste. They have plagiarism software, they'll pick you, and this is not at all good. And second most important, you are confident in your words. You're not confident in some other person's word. So be polite, try yourself, and then try on the personal statements. What to write in the personal statements and how long it should be, that will be I discussed in detail now. It's regarding personal statements. Those who are here, let me tell you, those who are the new viewers, we are finished with the application part. Now we are moving towards the personal statement. I'll tell you the details about the personal statement for the residency applications of USMLE match this year, and anytime if you can help, if this can help you out. Personal statement, it should be around 600 to 700 words. That is what the ideal as per the people. Why? That will I will tell you lately. Less than 900 words will be the good, but don't make like extra long. Consider that your personal statement, a person, those who will interview you, he or she will read your personal statement, he or she will read your application, and then he or she will enter to interview with you. So now, during that interview session, she knows you, what you are, okay? But to make that she knows you well, you have to write it well. And you have to write it in small way, in a brief manner, like 600, 700 words, because they are busy people, they are professors, they have a lot of words. Like if you are not giving you like a long personal statement, they'll not write that much and they'll read very fast. Okay, so be brief, be very nice, and the language should be like very flawless, and the content will be like very good. So what are the contents and what are the questions you have to answer in the whole personal statement? So first is like how to start. So first paragraph is like people are starting in some different way. First paragraph somebody will start as like a incidents. Say for example some incidents they came across and that motivates them to be a doctor. Some are like considering that as like what is the meaning of their life. Like they have some goals, some aim, and now they are trying to satisfy that aim and they are reaching at this level. Some are considering like an experience in medical school or any experience like any tragedies happened in the family, and then they are like giving those emotional touch, and then they ended up like going towards this. These are all at your comfort level. It is not at all the like a free like a prefixed manner. It's your own flow, how you want to start, what do you want to give, and what do you think about yourself, what do you think in those whole of your medical, like until your medical school, how it's go, and what is the part you want to emphasize, and what is the part you want to start. So that creates the theme of the PS, personal statement. And also sometimes like some people are using some inspiration, and then they start with that. Some people are using some inspirational quotes, some words, but you have to know what are those quotes, and you have to know, don't just like copy paste, oh I like this and this is it. You have to know what is that, because they will ask you. Now what are the questions you have to give you in the personal statements, like as an appropriate answer? What made you choose the profession of medicine? After introduction, that should be like in the beginning. Second would be like, what made you choose the profession of medicine? So everybody has to be clear. It is not like a vague answer. Be clear in that and stick on that throughout. Why do you want to join the subspecialty what you have? Like say for example, you are going to the internal medicine, you are going to the neuro, you are going to the psych, surgery, family medicine, radio, OBGYN, whatever. But why? That has to be answered really nicely. Okay. Don't copy paste. Try your words. Go through some, read some personal statements, but make your own thinking. Make your own 5 or 6 years of experience of medical school that make you inclined to the specialty what you are going through. Second part, what are the efforts you have made so far, like to achieve, to go to the subspecialty you have inclined to? So now efforts could be like not just like a marketing part that I did this, I did this, I did this. No, you can do like in a good story manner, in a good language, and then later you can just say that these things made me interested in the like internal medicine. So what specialty, why, why and what efforts, that can go all together, because sometimes some experiences can give you the inclination towards the specialty, and slowly you also picturing that these are the like experiences, these are the work you did, or these are the like electives, observership, or any researches you have did meanwhile, and that is the one that made you incline towards this. Also that is the one that strengthen you as like a better candidate in the specialty what you are applying for. And next question would be like, what are the attributes you have, what are your personal assets that can make you a better resident or a better residency candidate? So give focus on the qualities which are like most important, like say for example you are working in a team player, a good skills regarding medical knowledge, and whatever the strengths you have, it's all different, each person has different kind of strengths. Okay, so try to understand yourself first, what are the strengths you have, and show them well. Don't show them or don't state them in such a way that you are marketing, but you express them in such a way that somebody will like to read it and somebody will appreciate it. So also you can include the 6 or 7 core competencies of ACGME for the residents, and those core competencies can be helpful. Like you can, if you incline in them, because they are looking for those residents, those who are having these core competencies, or those they want you to build in during residency, like 3 years of residency. Okay, next question would be like, what do you expect from the program? If program doesn't know that what you want, then some people programs are like inclined to research, some programs are not, like more on the community practice.
So also you have to keep it in mind because you are applying in the bulk. So your personal statement should be like for the most of the programs to like read all together. So you can mention in such a way, it should be like in a balanced way, whether you are going for the community service, whether you are going for the research part, whether you are more inclined for the fellowships. This is all like what do you expect from the program. And next question would be the continuation of that, like how do you see yourself in the next 10 years? So don't overwrite, but in next 10 years you can write down like you are going into the, say for example, primary care, like in a neurologist, an epileptologist, or like an whatever you want to. And that should be like in very nicely written manner. So whole of the personal statement should be flawless, should be like legible, should be clearly written, and most important is like a truthfulness. What you write, you should know that, because when you are giving the interview, 5 minutes before somebody have read this personal statement, and it is like your reflection. So the person who is like interviewing you will be looking for the reflection of your personal statement when you give answers. If that contradicts, then he or she will ask you in written that you have written this or why you want to. She will not even tell you that you have written this. And then she will judge you, that she will question your reliability. So it's better to be a truthful during personal statements and go straight forward. You can seek the help from the friends, those who have like finished this residency, or those who are like your seniors, those who are English experts, to make you having help. Okay, that will be good for you as well. Um, Also, look at the preview when you upload the personal statement. They have specific recommendation, like it should be like in the say for example in the notepad you will copy your personal statement, then you add it accordingly, like is there any change, grammatically should be extremely and importantly clear. It should be like in good words, nice language, and you have to be comfortable with that one. When you copy and when you save it, you see the preview, how a program director or an interviewer will see your personal statement. So that personal statement, when you see, there are some changes like your spaces like here, less, more, or higher, up, down. So you can just adjust that space bars. You can read 2 times, 3 times at least, so that you know what is that and how is like the flow going, and also is there any tiny English mistake, like if you have any missed. And then finally you can save. What if you saved your personal statement and you find out, oh, it's a mistake and I want to change it? No problem. You can edit the same statement and you can save another personal statement which is correct one. But when you apply for the programs, they will ask you to choose the personal statement. So that personal statement should be like the correct one you have to choose, and that will go to the program. Sometimes, but make sure when you send one personal statement to the program, don't choose another, because you have options that you can choose another one as well. Also, some people are like applying for 2 3 different specialties. Some are applying in peds, IM, FM. Okay, so you have to prepare different kind of personal statements. I would recommend not to go for like different specialties, but sometimes for some reasons some people have to, then you have to prepare that accordingly. So personal statement session is finished. I guess if you have any questions, any concerns, you can comment. I'm not sure, I haven't seen that. That is there anybody who is commenting? If there are any of those who are active viewers, they have any questions, they can just unmute themselves and they can question me meanwhile. Next one will be the programs. What programs you want to apply, how to apply, and how to choose the programs. So this programs part, which is like every year it is like freshen up. And since it's like almost a 2 year for me, I cannot provide you the exact program list, but we will help you out how to choose the program, and also we will try to give you the details regarding the programs, those who are most IMG friendly, later in the community project help of USMD Alliance of Gujarat. So programs is like you have to consider a couple of things. Some of the people, those who are considering visa status, whether it's like giving H1B or J1, whether it's like sponsoring visa, whether it's like ECFMG, those who are providing J1, whether it's a green card program, whether it's an IMG friendly program, whether it's like a foreign friendly program, whether it's inclined to the certain nationality people, those who are like having whole people there, could be, and some people are inclined to the location, whether it's like northeast, south, or some states in which they have relatives. Also, like you can how to get this all details. So most important, you go to the any websites of the program. You can see, you can read. Most important, you can read, you can check the current residents. Who are the current residents? And by the details of the current residents, you can just get the idea that what kind of applicants they want and what type of applicant residents they have, and by that judgment you can realize that how the program is, whether it's IMG friendly or not, what do they consider in the applicants, and what type of applicants they are usually like give them match. So in the program session there are some questions, like many people think whether it's like a pre-match program or match program. So there is one question, what is the difference between J1 by program and J1 by ECFMG in terms of future plan? Well, so J1 is usually like some of the programs, they said that they will not sponsoring any visa, but ECFMG being the one of the commission for foreign medical graduates, they said that we are providing you J1 visa. So you have to like get the residency there, and ECFMG will take care of your J1 visa. In case of J1, most of the times ECFMG is your rescue and they take care of your visa status. In case of H1, the programs, those who are sponsoring you with the H1, they will help you and they will guide you, and it's program's responsibility for H1. And for green cards, I guess you guys are lucky, you good, but make sure you get in the residency because you are here and you are stuck. Okay. Now our programs. So some of them have questions regarding whether it's like a pre-match program or whether it's a match program, what to apply. Some of them programs are telling that we are no longer joining in the ECF, joining in the ERAS. Okay, so it's like ERAS or residency match. It's like a for those who are going for the match. From 2013 onwards, they said whether it's like a all match program or all pre-match. So now programs, they are like clarifying things that they will not going into the match, but they are going into pre-match process. So in that case, they will they will accept the application by match by the ERAS only. Most of the times they are accepting like almost all the programs, only quite few, like very few, those who are not accepting applications by the ERAS. So just consider that in the ERAS you have to apply to that program for sure. And then later they will give you pre-match, and by that pre-match they will fill their positions by the end of January. And those who are those programs, those which are like applying for the match, then they cannot fill any position, and they will fill the process, they'll fill the all seats or all positions on the match day. So it's all the also in the both sides by the programs sometimes feel insecure that what kind of candidates they get, and they are going to the pre-match. The programs, they are feeling that our process is good, and they will select the candidates and they will rank them, and most of the person, those who are they are getting, they are comfortable with, and they are going for the match. So you don't need to worry about, you have to just apply, you have to wait for the numbers of interviews, and then you try your best with what to get and where to get. So I guess this is clear for all of the applicants. I will try, if you I can post you out regarding the programs, which are the programs, those who are IMG friendly, most recent, few of them that can help you. They are willing to help you guys, so they will help you in that manner as well. Now, interview season, that is number 4 of our talk. So interview season management, most important is like it's from September to the January, or September to the February. You have to be in the United States. That is most important part. Now, where to stay, how to travel, and how to manage, that is important. That is like, if you manage well, then you don't miss any interviews. So stay. So for example, like with whom you will stay, where to stay. So most important, where to stay. Stay where, like, where you gonna mm, get the maximum amount of transportation, where you have good people surrounding, like you can get on with, and you can get easy place, like easy resident, easy um, mates, those who, with whom you can stay. So for example, around New York would be the best, because if you get interview in anywhere in the United States, you can go there. The density of the program around New York is very high. So you can get, like, in the whole Northeast area, in whole Northeast region, if it's your permanent addresses, then chances of getting interview there is also high. Also, um, like some of the people, those who are interested around Chicago, yeah, that's a good, also the dense region. So in the Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, and all surroundings, those who are focusing there, they can stay there. They can place their permanent address. They can state their present address there, and they can help you out there as well. Some of those who are interested in the South, some of those who are interested in the particular states, yes, it's all up to you. But those who are not having like any inclination towards the location, it's better to stay in the dance and the area where you can get your colleagues, and where you can get like some help from the friends, and then traveling will be the easy as well. Set up a travel, it's also a cumbersome job. So from 15 September, when you apply, later you will start getting your interviews. So most important to make this whole process like in a pockets. Say for example, first 15 days of your November, you're gonna start your interview season, and then you start in such a way like it will be around the Northeast region. So just focus in the pockets. So like first 15 days will be around this region, and you will schedule all your interviews around that area only. So it is for those who are expecting like 15, 20 interviews, and you don't know, you may get like how many numbers of interviews. It's better to get like 15, 20 days of pocket. So if you get like one interview in, say for example, in the New York, and you are starting with the 5th of November, then later you just don't get any interview dates in the next 10 to 15 days, which is like far away. Say for example, in like Chicago in Ohio, or say where like somewhere in the south. So you usually select the area, select in such a way that you pick the pockets, and even if at the end, like in 20th October or in the 28th, when if you get interview, you can just select in the next 15 days or any date, and then you are good. And just focus on the places where you are, and just give interviews there, and then move towards like the next destination. So for example, around the central area of Chicago, and then you give interviews all the surroundings those you are having. Sometimes you plan to travel for like 4 days, so sometimes like you have like 2 3 interviews, one in Chicago, one in Ohio. Yes, you can travel nearby, and then you can just plan your next trip to the next interviews. So try to manage that accordingly, because sometimes it is like a traveling issues. You have to go to and fro so often, you have to drive. So also most important, those who are coming from the home countries, those who are not having any driving license here in United States, they can get the international driving license here, so that in emergency, if they can have to drive, then they can drive, and they can you can rent a car and you can drive. So it will be helpful for you guys in emergency situations. Those who are like, sometimes it's better to get a drive rather than getting a flight. So it's all up to you guys, but you can try for that as well. Second, date of interviews. So you are like selecting date of the interviews according to the pre-match and match status, right, of the program. Some programs are pre-match. If you are going there in the January, meanwhile they have give pre-match almost 50 to 70% of the seats of the program. So it's better not to go into the pre-match programs late if you want to go into the program. And if you don't want to go into the program, but if it's like your backup, then you have to go to the program. Those who are in pre-match will be like little late. Okay, so that you may have some other options. You know, during when you go to the interview, you know that you have this interview, this program's good, this program's like you're anticipating will be the better, this program's is okay, then you will stay, you will keep it in your mind that this is your backup, but you keep it in. But like giving interviews in very late January during in the pre-match, it's like very less likely you will get chances. Sometimes in case of university programs, those are good programs. In that, some people usually prefer to go late. Say for example in the January, in the late December, because in university programs they usually rank people in the February. So they want to make an impression fresh, and then they will consider them more. It is one of the assumption. Let me tell you, many people who have given you interview in the November, they match, and those who are giving interview in the January, they didn't match. But these are the things, because if you give like early in the program which you are want to go more and more, and then you are like feeling less prepared to the interview, less confident, then you cannot do well where you want to go. So you have to apply to the programs which you want most, would be like in the middle. Also, this is the season where you have this snow and some unfortunate weathers. So try to anticipate things. Don't make like next day interview and next day like you are going good and like you good. No, you have to you have to be patient. You have to give some time, and you have to give like appropriate dates, so that you cannot like mess and clash with the things, and you have to call the coordinator that, oh, please change my dates. Thanks. um, Apart from that, so in case of rematch, you can start your interview season on October, but November would be the good start. Some of the programs what does like almost you think that you don't want to go, but you want to go for the practice, you can apply in the October. You can go in the October and you can just practice, right? This is for those who are giving like 15 20 interviews. But never ever consider any program smaller, because anyone who gives you residency would be the best. So just go through, think about it, and then you go accordingly. Okay. Um, Next session would be like, yes, so LORs, that the things I missed, letter of recommendations in case of application. So letter of recommendations could be like any any of the specialties. You can upload as many LORs as you can, and you have to upload like minimum 4 United States LORs of the specialty you want to apply, but still you can apply more. It's all up to you. Um, when you apply to the programs, you have two options to the select the programs, select the LORs. So you can select the LORs, those who are like appropriate. So for example, you have 6, 7 LORs of internal medicine, you are applying, and you are going to the Chicago, where you have worked in the Chicago in one of the hospital. The professor has given you LOR there. You select that LOR there. But when you are applying in the New York and you have like 4 different LORs in the New York, and you apply all the 4 LORs from the New York, because the chances of their like knowing each other will be high. And then you may have good chances that they know that you're working here, you know the things, you know the environment, and you know the atmosphere of the workstation, right? And try to get LORs, but in a humble way. Try to get like good LORs, those who are personally and nicely written. Upload automatically upstairs. Now, my fifth thing is like interviewing skills and what to do on the interview day. So, going into the interview is like just the matter of like practice what you are, and you are confident. You should be comfortable what you are, and you should be comfortable what you say. So, day before that, you have to prepare properly, you have to practice properly, and you have to travel, you have to manage your travel plan early, and you have to stay like there overnight. You have to manage that. You can stay with your friends. Sometimes you are comfortable with your friends, those who can help you out during the any bad weather or any unfortunate event happens meanwhile. So that's good. But if you have don't have any friends, get the nearest hotel and you can book it and you can go there. Make sure you have good like professional attire. You have good professional like your long hair, beard, no, like your spectacles having good frame, your dresses all well. Some people are choosing some extra showy colors, say for example a blue shoot, some dark. Some people are noticing it, some people are not. So it's better to be in the like a good professional thing. Black shirts usually people prefer, white shirt usually people prefer. You can use some professional shirts, say for example sky blue or blue, or some other colors what you are comfortable with. And tie should be like not that extra showy, it should be good professional and nice. mm, so when you enter from the interview, have some good energy level, have some good professionalism. Everybody is new, everybody is in anxiety like you, but be patient, be calm. It's not a big deal. Everything has been done. Now you have to just talk to them. That is the important part. And the more comfortable you are talking to them, the more chances that you are like in the program. So it's better to be comfortable. Sometimes they try to ask you the questions in which they are confused. Try to give them legible and appropriate answer. And the day when you are going for the interview, every time make sure you refresh your memories with the personal statements. You refresh your memories with your applications, because you have to know what is written in your application. Somebody have picked some tiny thing, and if you just like don't know or don't aware well, and sometimes they ask you like in sudden, the next second you have to give answer. If you are not giving answer properly, they will question on your reliability. It's better to prepare well and be very specific. So for preparation of the questions, you can try your colleague. These are the best part. This is our like we developed our community, our group of the people those who are applying for residency. You can be friend with them, you can help each other, you can try to get question answer sessions just like you are doing in the clinical skills exam preparation. You can do the same. You can search the internet, what are the common questions for the interview. You can also just like searching and giving answer by them. No, you do your own self-made questions and answers. You give them justifiable answer, not just like pompous or extra showy, not just like not very clear or just like a one or two liner question. It should be appropriate, precise, nicely said, and to give that nicely said and precision, you can practice, but make sure everybody is not clear. These are all ideal situations. Sometimes you are stuck, sometimes you feel bad during the interview, that what is going on. But at time, feeling bad is a bad part. Don't feel bad. Go on, keep working, keep talking, because they know that you are an applicant and you are in anxiety. So they will also be try to like relax you and try to make you talk nicely. You can talk them well and you are good. You don't have any problem. Ask your seniors help or ask your friends help. Those who have given interview already, they can help you out. And after interview, you have to do something. At the end, when you finish your interview, you greet everybody, you talk to them, everybody, and then you leave. Now, post interview follow ups. So, this is one of the lacking part in many persons. Many persons also like liking to say thank you later. So, when you finish your interview within a day or two, you have to give like thank you later. So when you finish your interview with the interviewer, sometimes you can ask them to get your card, get the email, and then you send them email thank you later. And in that thank you, it should be like precise, not that like long, lengthy story, because everybody will not write, like will not read that. But if you have good interaction, make it little personalized, because they interviewed at least 5 to 6, sometimes 10, sometimes 15 candidates. So out of those 15 candidates who you are, to remember them, just quote one of the personal incidents or one of the good moments you have shared during those 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes of exposure, so that they remember you, that this is the guy whom he or she is talking. And then you just keep on talking, keep in touch with them until they they try to like rank you till the February, so that you can do by the means of greetings. You can greet them by sending cards, by sending emails in the particular in the particular like festivals. Yes, you can do that. It's all up to you. Some people considering to go to the second look, that is like at the end around the January or somewhere in the February, if they are really like the program. And if they really want to the program, you can go for the second look. So this is all are the like a good follow-up care, and that shows them that they you consider the program and you want to be in the program. So this could be done. Say for example, you are giving interview in the November, they will not remember you. But if you still greeting them, you keep on touch with them, they will remember you. And this is like not an effort. If it comes from you, it will be great. 7. Match and pre-match. So after all this, the most frustrating part is the whether program will take you or not. So in case of pre-match, you will get answer. Some of person will not. Some of the person will get pre-match. You will not get pre-match. No, you keep on trying. Never ever expect things from the program, because sometimes you get from the very unexpected places and sometimes you don't get from the most expected places. So never ever set an expectation, because at the end sometimes you feel bad and sometimes you feel uncomfortable. So it's better when you get it what you expect, that's good. But don't just over expect things. Be cool, be calm, and stay in your good mental status. Sometimes you don't match. Okay, what if not matched? Then that case you should have to answer some questions like why, what are the like things I am lacking about if you don't match. Okay, so this thing we will discuss later. Now I want you to have any questions. If you have any questions, you can just like comment down and I'll give you answer. So I got one question here. I have publications of radiology, but I am going to apply for family and internal medicine. Is it fine in my application? Well, so in that case, if you are applying for family and internal medicine, yes, you can. But if you have publication in radiology, you can state that I have experiences in like I want to do experience as a research. Unfortunately, I get research in the radiology, and that's why I did this radiology research. It is also correlated with the family and internal medicine because we have to usually expose to read the X-ray films, CAT scan, MRI images, which may be sometimes helpful. And I just wanted to do some research experience. You can put it in the radiology research. That's good. That's good. Not at all a problem. Sometimes some people justify themselves in such a way that my initial goal is to go for radiology, and then they have switched to the internal medicine. And but in that case, you have to be very legible. You have to be very thorough and like it should be like a smooth one that the program director or an interviewer is comfortable to understand you, is comfortable to accept you. If you make a boo boo, then they will like the expression is not good, and then they will think, mm, I don't buy that. So it's better to go for the research part, and then later you can say that that's why I'm interested. Sometimes you can be like if you develop a good rapport at the end, and then you can directly tell them that okay, so due to my scores, due to my some whatever the reason it is, or due to the location where I live, sometimes that's why I'm applying in this program. So they understands that. Many people have like what you're thinking, you cannot get it right. Sometimes the failure they understand things, but you have to prove them appropriately. What about Florida? Second question. What about Florida? Mostly they are the IMG friendly by criteria, but they are giving only Caribbean med school students in last few years. Okay, so this is one of the issue. Now Caribbean grads, those who are green card holders or citizens, most of them are citizens. And they are just going there for medical school and they did most of their rotations here in United States. So they have like almost 2 years of experiences. And those who are like very well focusing on the family medicine, those who are residents in the states like Florida, those who are residents, and those who are like very nice the Spanish speaking. So Florida is one of the Spanish speaking population is like more, so they consider that. And many of the students they just like fly to the Florida and they can apply. So this is competition. You have to deal with this. So accept it and live with it. Don't just like ignore this, but try your best. Florida, as of now, the most of the IMGs, those who are from the Asian countries, chances of getting in Florida, I have seen they are like lesser as compared to the Northeast. But when you apply, you don't think about because even if 1 or 2% is like getting admission there, getting residency there, you have to apply and you have to be optimistic. Okay, so good luck with it and don't worry about. My CK results will be out on 9/24 and I will be ECFMG certified by next question it is I will be ECFMG certified by 9/27. Hopefully should I apply on the 15th or wait till 27th? Okay, so this is all hopefully. That's okay. You can apply in the program. You're not ECFMG certified, that's true. Many of the programs start retrieving their application in 10 days. So many of them will like filter your application possibly like that. Okay, you have applied um, into the, like you have applied without like a 70 certificate, and they will retrieve that application. But when you get your ACFMG certificate, you can just email to the programs and you tell them that okay, you have applied without ACFMG, now you are ACFMG certified, and please consider my application. Okay, and then they will think about it. Now, one most important question in your case is, since you are a safe MG not not certified, if you don't have experiences, if you don't have USLORs, and still you want to apply, then chances of getting interview may be less. Okay, but still keep hoping high. If you are lacking step 3, you can give step 3 sooner. The step 3 will strengthen your application as well. And meanwhile, if you can get some experiences during the interview season, like say for example, you can get some research, you can get some observership, that will be good as well. Why? Because when you, if somebody asks you question during interview, and they will like tell you that this is tell me about yourself, this was the first question. So when you tell them, at the end you will say, currently I am working in here, currently I'm doing observership in here, currently I'm doing research in here. Then it's a current topic. They will think about it, and then they will talk to you about it. So that's good. You have like, if you have experiences, if you have research experiences, and that will be good as well. But you have to narrate in good way, in such a way that they will consider it well. It's all different. It's all up to like how you present yourself, and it's all up to how you are comfortable. But what you have done, if you haven't written well in your application, it will not be helpful. So write well, be very legible, and just keeping hopes high. Good luck for you. Next one is my B1 B2 stay expires in November first week. What do you recommend? Going to home country and coming back, or wait for the interview invite and come with that? I haven't got any research of the scheduled in December, January. Thanks. Okay, so November is like November first week. I guess this is just the beginning of the application. So what you consider is, you continue your home address here, your address is here, you can go home, but you have to communicate. And then once you get the interview, if you get the interview, then you give like 10 to 15 days of break, like till 15th of November. Then you start scheduling your interview meanwhile, or later like in the December. And then once you get the interview, within next moment you can just come here, you can fly, and you have to give interviews, right? But since you are here and you are issues with the B1 B2 stay, make sure if you haven't given step 3, then within next 6 months you have to give step 3. Because when you apply and when you come next time, like during application process, you will be up to date with the steps, you will have like some experiences as well, then you're good. Okay. Okay, any more question, guys? All right, so this session, I hope, will be the helpful for you. This was the first effort. I guess you can unmute yourself, those who are in the call, and they can just ask questions verbally. That will be good as well, and we will go through. So question is, I have already given step 3. Is it advisable to do some externship of Z during December or January? Yes, the tiny things whenever, wherever possible, it's good. In case of externship or OBZ, like if you can get, you can add in, it will be nice as well. Because more active you are, the more people will be comfortable for you, and the more professional you can be during the interview as well. I would appreciate if you be active in the other activities as well, because this interviewing, it's just like you go and give interview and that's then you are finished. So you have to be in touch with the medical science, and you have to be in touch with the hospitals, so that you are like not going uh, away from the medical experience, and then later in the July when you match and you start, you're all stuck. Okay, guys, looks like I have given enough information. If you have more doubts, more questions, you can comment on project help of USML Alliance of Gujarat. I would be happy to give you answers. This was the best try for you guys. Good luck for everyone, and we'll talk to you soon there. If you have any more questions, we can set up another hangout later. Good luck and have a nice day.